What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back. So I'm starting my day early with a customer says the engine light's flashing. They were here 2 weeks ago for an oil change. This is a 14 Hyundai Sonata. The belts are extremely noisy. So there was a list of declined repairs that they never addressed. So this is what I talk about. This is what I mean. When you come into a shop, right? And I'm just going to give you the laydown. 2 weeks ago, they were here for an oil change. We gave them a list of things that were needed. Tires, alignment, rear brakes. The belts were screaming. The belts are still screaming. The air filter is completely clogged and packed. I mean, look at this. Neglect after neglect after neglect. GDI Engine, guarantee that the intake valves are carboned up. So here's the Snowball, right? You're in for an oil change. We give you a list of repairs. Required repairs, right? I didn't even check the air filter. First time I seen this vehicle. Belts are screaming, right? Tires are shot in the front. Tire in the rear shot. Belts. I think that was all. And when I checked this car, I did it on the drive-on because it was here for an oil change. So it wasn't a complete inspection. They schedule something on a day, get a message they're not showing up, coming in on Saturday, never show up. So now here's the Snowball Effect. Now they're driving the car. It needs multiple other repairs, right? Now it's here to check engine light on, and I'm going through it. So that pile of repairs, right, is now on the back burner for one reason or another, right? Now they're driving it, the engine light's flashing, tire lights on, of course. So I'm going to use the code reader here just to get into it. So PO 1326. So that's stored so many times in there, 3 times already. Engine light on cold start still flashing. This scan tool saying it's a cold short blah 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 relay that has nothing to do with what's wrong with the car. And that's why I don't always trust a code reader or AutoZone or Advanced, or even my body shop sent me a car here the other day and said, hey, you guys put an oxygen sensor in the car and the engine light's on for an oxygen sensor. We get it here and scan it. It's got a variable valve timing solenoid that's failed, and guess what? The customer doesn't want to fix it. Not my problem. So anyway, the Snowball Effect. You come in, your service provider says, hey, your car needs tires, needs alignment, needs rear brake pads, at minimum brake pads, right, not rotors, and your belts are shot. And then they skip 2 schedule appointments to get the car fixed. For that group of repairs, right, because that's not just one problem, it's multiple problems. Now it's here for the engine light flashing, which is another charge. And then now we need to diagnose the car. Never been changed. Completely clogged and packed. Ridiculous. So now it's a GDI engine, right? So if the air filter hasn't been maintained, do you think the intake valves have been done? Nope. Look at the air box, full of leaves. So now, air filter, GDI service, fuel injection service, right? On top of all the other problems. Now it's got 130,000 miles on, the engine light's flashing. Car's overdue for a tune-up, you can guarantee that. And then now, that code, just for me being so familiar with what I do, is a knock sensor failure. So now, you went from 5 failures on an oil change inspection to now you're overdue for severe maintenance with an engine light. Makes no sense, dude. It makes no sense. But they have a vape. I'm just saying, if they have vapes, people are at the gym, they have cell phones, they have internet access. They're at the bar, they're at the club, they're at the weed store, like, they're at the grocery store feeding their kids. Like, I get it, but if you don't have your car, right? Almost everybody needs a car today. Your car can't take you to work. How are you making money? I just don't get it. Like, I have 13 cars, and when something's broke, I fix it. So I don't have 10 things to fix at one time. You know, engine light's on, okay, fix it. Air conditioner broke, fix it. Horn broke, fix it. Window broke, fix it. Like, just fix it. I mean, those small, stings of repairs are just keeping your car on the road. But then you come in and then you have multiple system failures. And then now what? Well, maybe you didn't have it in your budget to fix the problems when you were first here. And now that problem has snowballed. And I'm going to tell you another example. We had a woman in here that had her car, so she thought it was a stolen catalytic converter, and it was. So then we walk out to the car, We bring the car in, it's loud. I'm looking over the car, I'm like, the inner door handle's broke, the engine light's on, the motor mounts are broke, the front end's clanking and banging, the exhaust is loud. So then I'm like, Rachel, does this lady have any history here? Pulls up her list of repairs. Like 20 line items 2 years ago declined. Not one thing was fixed 2 years later that she's in the shop. Now the car's junk because it needs all the other work still from 2 years ago. Now the exhaust system was stolen. Now what do you do? Well, if she would have fixed the problems over 2 years and the exhaust system got stolen or the converter got stolen, that's just a little sting. Call your insurance company. They'll work with you. They'll help you. If not, you reach into your pocket and fix it. But I see this all the time. Like, you know, I'll warn people like, hey, you know, your front end is getting sloppy. They come in for another oil change. Hey, it's not getting any better. Still don't do the work. Then they come in for another oil change. Hey, I hear a noise in the front end. No kidding. I told you 3 times your car needs front end work. And then when you give them the estimate because it was just a couple things then, now it's another 30,000 miles later, 2 years later or whatever it is. Now the whole front end needs to be addressed. And if you would have just nipped away at whatever failed, the next time you're in for a $300 or $400 repair, it's really not that big of a deal. But I don't get it. I mean, I see people with roof tiles missing on their house, right? Your homeowner's insurance covers your roof, so, and they take the money out of your deductible. I don't get it. Like, just in my own neighborhood, like, I seen roof tiles coming off my roof. Called my homeowners, like, yeah, I'm missing some roof panels. You know, the house has got an old roof, whatever, it's still covered. They, you know, we send an estimate in, they send an adjuster out. And of course, they jerk me off. They're like, oh, well, it's only half the roof, so we'll cover half. And I was like, all right, well, it is what it is, right? Which is not fair because the roof is the roof, right? It's all the same age. Oh, no, we'll just cover half. So I had to cover the other half, and I got a new roof. But that's my point. Like, one thing was wrong with my house, and I kept moving forward to fix it. Like, if your roof is bad, then your siding becomes bad, and then the underlayments become bad, and your soffits become bad, and then wood becomes bad, and the roof rafters become bad, and then you get mold, and then you get rotten. You follow this. It's a snowball effect, and that's all. I don't understand. I'll never understand. Thanks for watching.